Hey peeps, welcome back to our YouTube channel. This new video is going to be the first of many. We're going to be doing a new series called High Level Training with Samsel, where basically we go through some of our higher level games where we really do well, we get the victory, and I sort of talk over that game, maybe do the replay, and we sort of figure out what we did right, what we did wrong, and I want to involve you guys in this. So if you feel like you want to give some feedback, please let me know in the comments, and I'll try to improve this. So I hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you on Twitch. This is going to be focused on, this was a game I played offline, and this game is going to be really focused on participating in every fight possible. So trying to take every fight. I think that's what we're going to call this video. Taking every fight that we can. And basically, we don't get that many. We got 10. But every fight that we take, we're putting our all into it, and we're not getting flustered, and we're just continuing to play at a top level. So I really just wanted to showcase this and see if we can give you guys any pointers along the way. So the first thing we do, obviously, we're looking around tilted. I might want to go back, actually, just so I can show you my mindset around like how I was landing here. So I'm looking around here. I'm seeing like, I think player outlines are on. Yeah, they're on. So I'm looking around, I'm like, okay, like I'm too low for a clock tower, I'm too low for this, so like let's just land down here, right? So I end up landing right here. I believe this is, let's just go right to my view here. This is our tactical SMG, but I also get minis. So we're gonna be drinking those minis first. I hear a lot of fighting happening, but I'm staying calm. There's not really much that I need to worry about here. So I make a couple of quick edits, and I'm just looking around. I just want to get some visual. Right? I can continue looting now, but I just wanted to kind of get a visual of what was going on. Alright, so we're going to loot up this house. It's just basic looting, guys. Things to note here, make sure you're breaking furniture. That's huge. You don't actually have to break all the furniture, like especially the kitchen furniture. It's mostly beds, cupboards, things like that. I do try to challenge this guy. I got a couple of hits on him, as you can see. It wasn't, you know, anything super powerful. I waited just a half second to see if he would peek battle me. It's one of those things where you don't want to stay there too long. You don't want to be afraid to reposition yourself. So, in that case, that wasn't really a fight that presented itself to us, right? That was just kind of like, we don't have a lot of stuff yet. We just got our assault rifle, and we're just now getting enough materials to feel comfortable, so... We're going to mine out the back of this building here, just because I knew there was a lot of fighting happening on the other side. And instantly I hear running. So I heard running, and it turned right around. Let me show you guys that again. Okay. Listen carefully here. You hear that running behind us? I'm instantly turning around. Now the reason that I turned around so quickly was because I was kind of expecting that guy that I shot at from the building from before. I was kind of expecting him to push me, which is why we're seeing him here now. So I'm going to slow this down a little bit. So this fight was pretty simple, right? We just kind of got around him. We made sure that he was pressured. It looks like he didn't have a shotgun, and so it was pretty easy for us to take that out. Now this next fight, we try to get that sniper shot, but we actually don't have any ammo. So we just hit him for like 90 damage. 2 shots, hit him for 90 damage. I can tell that he's either pushing or he's really close. And it looks like he's pushing, right? So I'm going to push in, basically just outplay him right there. Most important thing about that fight was I knew he was going to push higher than me. I knew that he was going to try to get up above before he took his shotgun out. So if I could get up and get an angle on him before he did that, I'd be able to get a free shot off and potentially even get the kill if I get that headshot. I hear nades getting thrown at me. I instantly edit away, just running away. I'm not sure where they're coming from, but I'm not done shielding up. And so I definitely don't want to take a fight while I'm still exposed. I'm actually not sure if I was not done shielding up here or if I just wanted to pull back a little bit. I think I just pulled back a little bit. But that's fine. We're expecting somebody from that side, and there he is. A couple of nice shots, getting some peeks. I took a little bit of a risky shot there. Now he starts to build up a little bit, and so now that he's on the low ground, I made a slight mistake here, but I actually ended up making up for it. This is just some fast building here. So I want to slow that down so you guys can see what happened, okay? Because not everybody's going to understand what just happened. Let's take a look at this again. Oh, that was this kill right here? Okay. So he's far away, right? Let's go down to like 50% here. Okay. We build off. We take a snipe shot. We miss that. We're still shooting our burst. He starts to build up, right? Now I actually edit right. I walk right through that floor. I put it there just in case he was on top of me and tried to get a shot off. And then I end up flooring myself off, getting myself up here. I know that he's on top. He ends up not taking his shot. He might have actually had a decent shot at my head there, but he doesn't take it. Mostly just because the angle is really, really tough. I'm still floored off here. But you'll see, like, the quickness that I just got up here and put another floor above this. He shoots that floor out, and I just replace it with a new one. Now that he's standing on it, I can be confident to take out my next gun. So I'll show you what it looks like for me, and then we'll move on. I floor off, I get above him, or I get above that first one, floor off again. Now I'm ready to let him break it, and I just headshot him on his way down. So very fast decision making right there. But again, it's all about practice. It's all about knowing kind of like what your opponent's trying to do. So in that case, he was trying to break down my floor that I had put on my roof. And once I understood what he was trying to do, I let him do it. And the problem for him was not so much that he was trying to break down the floor. That's a great idea. You should try to do that if somebody's boxed up. But the issue is you can't put yourself so exposed that if the person lets you in, you're not ready to hit them. Because that's what happened to this guy. So just a good tip for you guys there. Let's go to this next kill. We edit our way out of here, and we end up moving out. Now, this is just preemptive building. I don't see anybody. And I actually just saw him. I just kind of noticed it right as I peeked out. Kind of got lucky with positioning there. Now, I did notice that guy on my left. I'm seeing right now there actually was a guy, I think, showed himself. Yeah, he did show himself right here on this jump. I had line of sight to him. Pretty sure. Where am I? Yeah, so I did have line of sight to that guy. But I didn't end up shooting him. That's fine. Not a big deal. I think we end up fighting the guy later. So I pushed to this loot, obviously. I want to make sure that I get that loot. Let's hide this again. I wonder if there's a keybind to hide the HUD. If you guys could let me know of like certain keybinds for like replay mode and stuff. I'm trying to get really good at it. I tend to do it really well in my live streams, but you know, there's always room to improve, right? So if we can make those replay experiences better for you guys, let me know. Now this is just me kind of looking for loot, just hanging out, not doing much. I know that I don't have to move. The circle's not anywhere terrible right now, as you can see. The circle right here, you know, we're basically right in the center. Still just mining up stuff. So let's move on to our next engagement here. We get a chest out of that truck. Oh, quick thing I want to show you guys. I put a wall behind the truck so that you can't get sniped. I think that's a good idea because you can still get in and out, but if there's somebody who's looking at you from long range, they can't snipe you. I heard those shotgun shots, and so I end up pushing this. And here's what this looks like. Missed my first ramp. Now we push really aggressively here, and I'm still not sure if there's even anybody here. And of course, there's nobody on the roof. But just check out how we play this. I actually took some fall damage there. I wasn't sure if he was on the floor above or if he was on the floor below, but I wanted to just sort of let him squirm a little bit until he sat pretty. I could tell this was one of those players that just kind of like I could hear the speed of his footsteps and how he wasn't sprinting. So I was starting to sort of gauge how his turtling tactics were, and it didn't feel like he was a very strong turtle. So, and turtling just means basically staying inside a building without moving, or with very little movement. So it's difficult to pinpoint where that person is. Now I'm obviously assuming the worst, right? I think that he's right below me the whole time. You have to assume that. So I end up going down 2 levels. I think I take a shotgun shot here. Try to mess with him. And I hear more movement because of that shot. And we're going to go down again. And I believe I see him. Okay, I see him here. I hit him for 90. I try to get a cheeky one, but I know that he was backing out. And I see him walk back in. I stopped myself because I could tell he was going to try to get that shot off. And then I heard the door close, so I'm going to mine this wall. Again, just continuing to push against them. Putting my own wall, ready to edit. All right, so I'm looking at these edits. I'm like, what should I do here? I open up a window. I think he hits me for 33 there. And so I push down. I'm not actually sure where he went there. So he actually was directly below me that whole time, it looks like. And he was running away. Gotcha, okay. So in the game, I wasn't sure if that was a second person or not. But we get that kill there. We instantly block off our roof because we heard somebody else. Right? So we're already ready to go. We're just reloading our shotguns. We're going to round this corner and go back up. That's our game plan. I hear shots from the top. Right? And I see somebody, so I try to take a sniper shot. But he's not showing himself. And then I see this push. And I got kind of lucky. I got 1 hit. I got sort of lucky that that person wasn't pushing against me. Otherwise, it might have been a different fight. But that person's miniing up on the roof. They're not aware that I'm actually up here. And I missed my sniper shot with this one. But I hit him for 33 on white. Now, they actually make a really smart play here. They go down, which is really smart. I end up putting my own floor. He walks right out, so I react by just kind of trying to build up. And there's that kind of floor extension tactic. Now I believe he actually gets hit here for 75, and he jumps off the edge. Yeah, so he jumped off the edge. So I made sure that when I jumped off my edge that I wouldn't take damage. And I fell all the way down, started to loot him. I heard the guy behind me though. So again, we're taking these fights, right? We're taking these fights as they come. I want to go ahead and move on to us fighting this next guy. So I'm pushing up, not exactly sure where he is, but I knew he was somewhere around there. So I'm using floors to kind of protect myself on my way up. Right? Fully boxing in, using my edits on the floors above me to sort of check where that person is. I got a nice 30 against him. And I'm kind of ready to push down a little bit. This is all my building, so I'm kind of confident to be in here. I'm checking my edits. I'm trying to figure out where to go, which direction he's at. So this is kind of where I could have went a little bit faster there. And that maybe is some improvement for me. Just go for it, you know. But I wanted to be a little bit more careful. I wanted to really make sure I knew where he was. Now I'm looking through this edit, and I can see his head through the crack in this little... you can see him through here. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to edit my thing. Come around the corner. And you'll notice when I made my edit, I didn't fall directly in front of him. I fell to the left so that I was behind a corner and I could right peek him. So just always thinking about those little things, right? It's kind of a pro tutorial. It's sort of a more like pro tactics tutorial. So for those of you who are really comfortable with the game, but you just want to get that extra oomph, you know, these are the tips that you guys are probably going to be looking for. And not so much, you know, the basics like, here's how you build, here's how you do this, this, and that. I'm really looking to offer, because that's what I'm focusing on as a player. I'm really trying to offer like constructive feedback for myself, and then, you know, giving you guys some good strategies on how to improve when you feel like you're already pretty high level. You know, how to always focus on and think about improving, even when you feel like, you know, in most situations you're the better player. Because a lot of times even the better player totally gets demolished, and it can be avoided. So, you know, best case, me. Happens to me all the time. Now here's a long stretch of me just running around, not really finding anybody. Let's go to when I'm in the field running from zone. And I think they misplaced a kill marker here. Yeah, it looks like they did. Let's go to this one. So we get sniped at, I believe. Let's see. So this is how the fight starts. We get sniped at from here. Okay. He gets a nice little hit on me there. So that was actually smart of him to just pull the AR out straight away. I can see him there. I can tell he's probably not going to wait behind that shack, right? So I mini up just to kind of, you know, just get myself safe. I'm like, okay, at this point, right now, I'm starting to realize he's probably not by the shack. So I start pushing. And I'm like, oh, what do you know? So I put floors to protect from my top. I use the double ramp strategy to my advantage here to stay on top of him. I notice that he's building up. And so I do a double pump strategy. I get a 78 hit on him from his back because he wasn't quite aware that I was there. But he gets 67 on me because he drops down. So it's a solid play by him. I end up just over fortifying the roof, so it forces him down to the side. And now that the zone's coming in, I do a quick edit on the wall. He just didn't turn around in time. So that's all that was. But again, I played my patient game, right? At this point, let's pull up our health markers because this is where you're probably going to want to see what it looks like for health. So we box up here. And the intention is actually to place a campfire, not a launch pad. So that was just a mistake by me. So I switched it up, I fixed it up, made sure that I had a campfire down. We're going to mini up here. I'm just going to take a drink of my water while our character minis up a little bit. I just sit here, get my campfires going, get myself back up to 100 HP. All right. So we open up our edits. This is the final couple of kills here, guys. So I'm gonna try to explain these in as much detail as possible. I hear sniper shots going off. Instantly, I'm thinking in my head, sniper shots are going off. Somebody's got high ground. Wherever those shots are coming from, that person's got some major high ground. It's like the last couple of people. Usually that's the dynamic. So as soon as I crest this hill, I'm like assuming that there's somebody in this base. Whether there is or not, I've got plenty of mats, so I really don't care. I hear him below me, by the way, taking out a shotgun. He built up quite a bit, and so once I heard him, I stopped. And I protected myself. And that's just kind of letting him, again, it's the same strategy of waiting until the right moment. I knew that he was going to run out of jetpack. I'm starting to actually discover how the jetpack works, okay? I'm starting to learn. It's basically the jetpack will run out of fuel. And if you can time that when somebody's floating on you, you can basically control them. So it's pretty good. It's a good counter. You just have to sort of get used to how long it takes for the jetpack to time out. By the way, during this game, I had about 3 or 4 people watching me. So it was kind of like I was trying to make a funny joke about how I'm bad at editing. I'm bad at editing upwards. So here I'm starting to think, right? I'm trying to figure out where these guys are at. I actually take a little bit of damage there, which was not the worst thing possible. But I end up putting a trap there. It's not really necessary, but I'm probably not going to use it anyway. So I end up connecting this back to another part of the other base, right? So you would have to shoot down multiple different aspects to get me shot down. That's kind of the goal there. I see this guy take a shot, but it was really low. So that's something I got to work on. I tend to, when I'm scoping in, I tend to have it pretty low. And that's just because I think that it's going to pull me up to the top right. I don't know if anybody else has that issue, but the sniper tends to pull up to the top right. So that first sniper shot, I actually just was trying to anticipate. Like, I was trying to anticipate his floor edit, which is why that sniper shot went out. So I actually thought I heard footsteps near me, which is why I roofed off, and then I was listening. I can see him just staying peeked, and so I do kind of like a sidestep. I scope in and do kind of a sidestep so that he can't get the hit. And I mean, this is your average, you know, you basically just have to AR them down. You know, when you're so high up above them, there's not much that this guy can do, to be honest. Unless he's got a launch pad. Now he's 1 HP. See, so he opens it up. I think that he's going to stand right in the center, but either way, that's the last kill in the game. It was a 10-kill game. Hope you guys enjoyed that. If you guys have any feedback for me on, you know, better ways for me to sort of commentate, I'd appreciate it. I had the hiccups during this. I just realized. So, if I wasn't saying the right things, just let me know. If there's any other questions you have about that gameplay or any situations that we had, just leave them in the comments. Guys, also, make sure you're here for the streams. I know that I'm not as consistent as usual. I'm just sort of dealing with, you know, family and friends and kind of hanging out with them and balancing that with work. But I really appreciate the support. And I hope you guys enjoy this gameplay. So, I will catch you guys in the next one. I'll see you live on Twitch. All right, guys. Peace out.